Hello, this is Martin Aranovich from wpcompendium.org, and in this video I'm going to show you how to automate your web traffic and your lead generation with an expertly configured WordPress website. Our mission is to empower you to have complete control of your digital presence. To do this, we provide hundreds of detailed WordPress step-by-step tutorials that show you exactly how to build and manage a professional website with no coding skills required, and how to grow your business online at minimal cost. And all of our tutorials are 100% free. Now, we talk a lot in our tutorials about the fact that with WordPress you can build an automated content distribution, web traffic and lead generation and sales and marketing machine. All you have to do is know how to expertly configure your WordPress site. Now, we have hundreds of tutorials on wpcompendium.org that show you how to build, manage and grow your website. And one of the modules that we provide actually takes you through the entire configuration process. So I'm not going to go into detail in this video of how everything is set up and configured. I'm just going to show you how an expertly configured WordPress site works. So you're going to see what it's supposed to do once the site has been completely configured. Now, an expertly configured WordPress site is basically the combination of knowing how to set up internal WordPress settings, and I'm going to show you where those are located. The combination of using WordPress plugins, and most of the plugins that we use are free, and also then integrating them with certain external services. For example, like Google Webmasters. Now, when you have an expertly configured WordPress site, basically what you're doing is you're just publishing content. So all you do is you publish your content, and WordPress will automate the rest because it will have already been configured to do all of that. So as soon as you publish content, WordPress will automatically and instantly notify search engines like Google and Bing, notify social media sites, notify online directories, and syndicate your content through the use of RSS feeds. The benefits of having an expertly configured WordPress site is, once it's all set up, the automation will drive more traffic to your website, and then the content that you publish will send visitors to your sales and your lead generation areas. So for example, if you have an e-commerce store or newsletters or a membership site or lead generation forms. So essentially, by setting everything up the way you're going to see in this video, all you have to do is publish content, make sure that it's good quality content, and that your content basically has calls to action to send them to the appropriate areas of your site that you've also expertly configured to work. So your store would be all set up. Your membership site would be all set up. So for example, in your site, you would already have everything configured to send people to your opt-in forms, send people to the places you want them to go. So advertising, or your store, or your download area. Okay, so if we go back here, basically the expert configuration is in two stages. You set up the automation that's going to drive the traffic to your site, and your content will then direct visitors to the areas of your site that you want them to go. And all of this will already have been configured for you. You can either do this by asking your website developer to do it for you, or if you want to really save money, you can follow our tutorials and set it all up yourself. So in this video, I'm going to show you how an expertly configured WordPress site can automate your content distribution, your web traffic, your lead generation, and increase your sales. Okay, so what we're going to cover is I'm going to give you an overview of the internal settings to configure in WordPress, some of the plugins that we use. I'm going to show you how this affects your sitemap and why this is important, also your WordPress RSS feed. And then we're going to go into an actual post that I haven't published yet, and I'm going to take you through some of the settings, and then we're going to publish the post, and then we're going to check the distribution of that post to social media. So as I'm saying, everything would have been automated. All we have to do is write, publish, and it will all then take care of itself. So let's go to our site. So now we're in actually inside the WP Compendium website, and I have a post that I haven't published yet. As you can see, it's in draft mode. Before we get to the post, let me just take you through some of the configurations that this site has already had done. So we have, first of all, our internal WordPress settings. So for example, one of the settings to configure is your permalinks, and you're basically creating search engine friendly URLs when you use the permalinks feature of WordPress. Another important setting to configure is the WordPress writing settings. And what happens here is, as soon as content is published on the site, WordPress then notifies dozens of online directories that there's been new content published on the site. Okay, and we provide the list. All of these we provide the list of this in our tutorials. So you can download this, configure your WordPress writing settings as shown in the tutorials, copy and paste this list into your update services section, save your changes, and then from now on, every time you publish content, WordPress will automatically notify all of those online directories. So these are just some of the internal settings to configure. We actually take you through and show you how to configure everything. Now, if we look at some of the plugins that we use, two powerful free plugins that we use are the Jetpack. So Jetpack is a free plugin, and what we're interested in here, it has a lot of useful features, but the one that we want for our configuration is, if we come here to engagement, publicize. Okay, so once we've configured your publicize settings in Jetpack, essentially what will happen is your content will automatically post excerpts to the social media sites that you specify with a link pointing back to your site. So instead of creating content and publishing to your site and then having to log into Facebook and add content there, and log into Twitter and publish content there, and log into LinkedIn and publish content there, all of that is automated. Okay, exactly as shown here. So you publish once to WordPress and it will automate to your social media, and one of the plugins that can do that is Jetpack. The other powerful plugin that you want is Yoast SEO. And Yoast SEO creates the sitemap for you, which you then connect to your Google Webmaster account. And also, as you're going to see in when we go to the post section, it allows you to tell Google exactly how you want your content to be displayed in its search listings. So this is a very powerful SEO plugin, which once you configure it and connect it to services like Bing or Google, which our tutorials show you how to do, as soon as you publish content, it automatically informs Google and Bing, and they send their bots down to your website and they index your page. Okay, and all of that can happen automatically as soon as you publish content. So we have our internal settings, and we have plugins, and we also have certain external services which are covered in our tutorial. The combination of configuring all of those together creates for you the expertly configured WordPress site, okay, where you just publish your content, WordPress does the rest. So now we're going to basically go through, and I'm going to show you some of the post settings, and then we're going to publish content and we're going to see what happens. So if we come back to our site, this is a post that I'm going to publish. So I've already created a post. Okay, it's a draft. As you can see, it hasn't been published. And let me explain what's going to happen as soon as I hit the publish button. Okay, so I've already configured it to notify all of these social media sites. That was done through the Jetpack plugin. What I've also done is I've already set up categories. So what we want is we want to have a search engine optimized URLs. Okay, so that's done for things like permalinks, your categories. I've also added tags. Okay, so we've got all of the content. The content is all ready to go. And before we publish, we then also come to our Yoast SEO configuration here. And here's where you can tell Google exactly how you want it to display your content in the search results. It's actually showing you what your snippet is going to look like. So this is what's going to look like when someone goes to Google and finds your listing on desktop, and how they're going to see it on mobile. Okay, so this is very good. You can basically edit your snippet. Okay, so you can create the description you want Google to display in the search engine listings. You can also come and tell Facebook and Twitter how you want them to display the excerpts. You can add an image that's going to display when it posts to Facebook and Twitter, and I've already done that. Okay, we cover all of this in the tutorials. Now, if we come here to Facebook, I'm just going to show you. So this is our Facebook page. All of the posts here are basically, as soon as I publish content on the WordPress site, it automatically posts to Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and everything else to save time. Okay, and so here you can see an example. We haven't published the post yet that I'm about to publish, but this one was published 16 hours ago. And if we were to go into the post, you see that I've specified exactly how I wanted Facebook to add the things. So the title, the description, and the image. Okay, and exactly the same. I do the same for every single post that I create. The same thing here for Twitter. Okay, so this was a post that was published, and as you can see, automatically went out to Twitter. And we also have updates that show up on LinkedIn. So that's that. The other thing is the XML sitemap is automatically configured to notify Google as soon as I add content. So we covered that in the tutorials. You set up a webmaster's account, you add your sitemap. Okay, so this URL, you add it to the sitemaps area of your website in your webmaster's account, and that connects Google to your site. So as soon as this gets updated, and we'll see in a moment, as soon as this gets updated, it updates with Google. Google goes, hey, there's new content on this site, I better go and check it out. And it comes and it indexes the page, and generally within less than 24 hours, we're already listed in Google. And the other thing too is it updates your RSS feed. Okay, now this looks like gobbledygook and you don't need to worry about it. But what it means is when people want to syndicate your content, when they come to your site and they go, hey, I like the content on this person's site, I want to make this available to my visitors, they can basically add it through RSS feeds. And here, for example, is a site that has a feed with just the listing of the new posts. So as soon as content gets updated, every site around the world that's syndicating, that's sourcing content from your site using feeds will also be updated. Okay, so more exposure for your website, more traffic for your business, and then essentially all you do is you direct in your content where you want them to go, which can also be all automated. So your e-commerce store, your membership sites, all of that. So all that's left to do now is to publish the content. Okay, so everything I've shown you is the background. This, when you have an expertly configured website, an expertly configured WordPress site, all you need to do is publish. So let's do that now and see what happens. Okay, so let's publish the content. Okay, so now that the content is published, let's go and take a look. Okay, so here is the new post I've just published, the 7 most important questions you should ask a website developer about your small business website. So now let's take a look and see what happens after the content has been published. Okay, so here is our sitemap, our XML sitemap, and prior to publishing the content, we had 333 posts on the site. Now let's refresh it. Okay, as you can see, the sitemap has updated. This sitemap is connected to Google already. That's already been configured, so now Google knows about it, and Bing knows about it, and they will send out their search engine spiders to come and crawl the site and index the content. Okay, so that's done. Now, if we come over here to our feed, this was the last article that we published, so let's refresh that. Okay, you can see that the feed has now updated with the new post we've just done. And so what's going to happen now is, as soon as the site itself goes and updates its feed, you are going to find the new post will automatically appear in every site around the world that is syndicating your content through feeds. So that will happen there too. Now let's come to Facebook and see what happens here. Okay, so this was the last post we published. Now let's refresh the page. Okay, so as you can see, that post has now been automatically published to Facebook. And if we come over here to Twitter, okay, so let's refresh the page now. Okay, so there's our post already posted to Twitter. And if we come to LinkedIn, there's a post also published to LinkedIn. And so, as you can see, just by expertly configuring your WordPress site, we've actually automated a lot of the processes, and essentially that's how you build an automated content distribution, web traffic and lead generation, and sales and marketing machine. So just to recap, once your site is expertly configured, all you have to do is publish your content. It automatically goes and notifies a whole bunch of online directories and social media and search engines. All of this effectively drives new web traffic to your site. So if you want to learn more about it, you can visit our site and check out the WordPress Traffic Automation Blueprint tutorial series, or any of the hundreds of free WordPress tutorials that we make available. So I hope you've enjoyed the information in this video, and thank you for watching.